Coming to chapter 16, area of plane figures. Area of plane figures. So we'll see a few formulas. First comes rectangle. Rectangle, you all know a rectangle. This is the length of a rectangle, this is the breadth of a rectangle. Breadth, length of a rectangle. So the area of a rectangle is denoted by length into breadth. Alright, and the diagonal, you have to remember these formulas. Diagonal of a rectangle is root under L square plus B square, that is length square plus B square. So area of a rectangle is denoted by length into breadth. Diagonal of a rectangle is root under L square plus B square, to remember the formulas. And the perimeter of rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth. So these three important formulas you have to remember for a rectangle. The area of rectangle is product of length into breadth. Diagonal root under L square plus B square. Perimeter 2 twice length plus breadth. Alright, so coming to squares. First we saw rectangle, second we will take square. Alright, so square is the quadrilateral with all sides equal. So all sides let us take as A. This is the square. So what is the area of a square? This is the square, all sides of length A. So area of square is A square, that is A into A. A into A. A into A is area of square, product of two sides is area of square. Perimeter of square is 4 into A, that is A plus A plus A plus A, that is the perimeter of a square. Alright, and the diagonal of a square is root under 2A square, that is root under 2A. Alright, you have to remember these three formulas for square. Area of square is A square, perimeter of square is 4A. A square means side square. Perimeter of square is 4 into side square, and the diagonal of a square is root under 2 into side. Alright, so now coming to this, you see also you can see area is equal to, also you have to remember area of a square. If the diagonal of a square is given, that is the sides are not given. Suppose in a problem the diagonal of a square is given and the side is not given, and we have to find the area. How do we find that? We have to substitute in the formula area of square equals to half into diagonal square. This is the formula if diagonal is only given. If half into diagonal square is the formula of the area of a square whose diagonal is given and the sides are not given. So you have to remember these four formulas regarding area of the square. Area of the rectangle, we have these three formulas. Area of the square, we have these four formulas: area of square, perimeter of square, diagonal of square root 2A, and area is equal to, also area of square can be found out by two methods, that is A square that is side square, and also half into diagonal square. These are the two methods of finding the area of a square. So now let us take a look at a problem. We'll see. All right, we'll take a look at this problem for just a simple problem for your convenience. If the perimeter of a rectangular plot is 74 meter, that is a rectangular plot is there, it's suppose A, B, C, D. Perimeter of rectangular plot is given 74 meter and the length of the diagonal is 28 meter. Length of diagonal is given 28 meter. So the perimeter of the rectangular plot is given 74 meter and the length of the diagonal is 28 meter. We have to find the area of its area. All right, so you see the plot is rectangular, so we have to take formulas for a rectangle. All right, the plot is rectangular, we have to take formulas for a rectangle. So what is the perimeter of a rectangle? It's 2 into, this is length, this is breadth, length, breadth. So perimeter of rectangle is 2 into L plus B, that is 74 meter is equal to 2L plus 2B, that is L plus B equals 37. Alright, L plus B came out 37. Now we know the length of diagonal formula. Diagonal of a rectangle is root under L square plus B square. So that is root under L square plus B square equals 28. So L square plus B square equals 28 square, that is 784. Alright, 28 square, that is 28 into 28, 784. Alright, so L plus B is 37, L square plus B square is 784. Now we will square this taking equation 1. I'll just turn this page for your convenience. So we got L plus B is 37, L square plus B square equal to 784. Alright, L plus B is 37, L square plus B square is 784. This is equation 2. So now L plus B is 37, as you know, this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Alright, so now squaring both sides in equation 1. Alright, L plus B whole square equal to 37 square. Alright, so we have squared, taken equation 1 and squared both sides. So we get a square plus a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2lb. 37 square is 1369. Alright, so now putting the value of equation 2, L square plus b square, in this, we will substitute L square plus b square, that is 784 plus 2lb is equal to 1369. Alright, so 2lb becomes equal to 1369 minus 784 equals 585, 2lb. Alright, so LB becomes 585 divided by 2 is 292.5 meters. We know the area of rectangle is L into B. Therefore, the area of the rectangular plot becomes 292.5 meters. This is the answer. We found out the value of L into B, that which is the area of the rectangular plot, that is 292.5 meters. I hope you are clear with this problem. Now coming to two more important formulas, that is area of the four walls and area of six faces. Alright, area of the four walls of a room and area of six faces of a room. That this is a room. Room has four walls and six faces. So area of four walls of a room is given by 2 into L plus B into height. Alright, that is 2L plus B, 2H into L plus B. Area of the four walls of a room. A room consists of, it is in the cuboid format, a room with length, breadth and height. A room is in the cuboid format with length, breadth and height. So the area of the four walls of a room is denoted by the formula 2 into L plus B into H, that is 2 into length plus breadth into height. And the area of the six faces of a room, the six faces, this face, this face, this face, that face and the bottom face, the six faces, total surface area of six faces of a room which is in the form of a cuboid is 2 into LH plus BH, 2 into LB plus 2 into BH plus 2 into LH. Alright, you can denote it in the formula 2 into LB plus BH plus LH, that is 2 into length into breadth, 2 into length into breadth plus breadth into height plus length into height. This is the formula for total surface area of six faces of a room. Alright, 2 into LB plus BH plus LH. You have to remember these two formulas in order to solve problems regarding area of four walls of a room. First came the area of four walls of a room and the total surface area of six faces of a room. Two very important formulas. So I hope you understood these formulas. Let's take a look at one problem regarding this. We'll take a simple problem. Alright, the problem goes like this. The cost of the walls of a room 5 meter long. Alright, length is given. This is the problem we are taking. Length is given, length of the room is given 5 meter, breadth is given 4 meters and height is given 3 meters, allowing 17 meters square for the doors. Find the cost of the walls of a room. We have to find the cost of the walls of a room 5 meter long, 4 meter wide and 3 meters in height, allowing 7 meters square for doors, windows, etc. if paper costs are 2.25 per piece, 4 meter by 50 centimeter, assuming that the whole number of pieces must be bought. I'll just show you the problem so that you are okay with understanding the problem. Alright, so this is the problem. I hope you are able to read this. I hope you are able to read the problem. I'll just show it. It says find the cost of the walls of a room 5 meter long, 4 meter. I think you can note this problem down if you want. Find the cost of the walls of a room 5 meter long, 4 meter wide and 3 meter high, allowing 7 meters square for doors, windows, etc. If paper costs rupees 2.25 per piece, 4 meter by 50 centimeter, assuming that a whole number of pieces must be brought. So I think you have noted down this problem. So coming to this problem, we'll see how to solve this. All right. So first we'll take, I think you have noted down this problem. I'll just solve it. So we know the area of 4 walls of a room is given by the formula 2 into L plus B into H. So the length was given 5 meters, breadth was given 4 meters, and height 3 meters. So the area of 4 walls comes out to be 54 meters square. So now we had to subtract the total area which was meant for doors, windows, etc. from this 54 meters square. So left out area to be prepared for walls is equal to 54 minus 7, that is 47 meters square. Because 7 meters square was for doors, windows, etc., that is to be omitted from the total area of the 4 walls. That is the area to be prepared. Alright, so each piece of paper, now it was given that each piece of paper was 4 meter by 50 centimeter. Alright, so the area of each piece of paper, so the area of each piece of paper came out to be 4 meter and 50 centimeters equal to half meter. Alright, that is 2 meters square came out. Alright, so the number of pieces required is total area to be prepared divided by 2, the area of each piece. So the number of pieces of paper required is 47 by 2, that is the total area to be prepared divided by the area of each piece, which comes out to be 23.5 meter. So sorry, that's the number of pieces, but we cannot take 23.5. 23.5 is a fractional number. We have to take the nearest whole number, that is 24. So the number of required pieces comes out to be 24. So now the cost of making per piece is 2.25. it was given. So as a whole, the whole number of pieces must be brought is equal to cost of 24 pieces. Alright, so number of pieces brought is 24 into 2.25, which comes out to be rupees 54. Alright, this is the answer to the problem. I hope you got the problem clear. That is, area of the 4 walls of a room we found out 54 meters square. Area to be prepared, we subtracted the area of the doors and windows. From it we got 47 meters square. Now the area of each piece we found out, which was given already in the problem. We found out 2 meters square. So that we found out the total number of required pieces to be the total area to be prepared divided by the area of each piece, that is 47 by 2, which came out to be 23.5, and we took the nearest whole number, that is 24, because 23.5 cannot be a number of pieces. So after that, the total cost of preparing the walls is 24 into 2.25, that is the cost per I think it was given the 2.25 per piece. If the paper cost rupees 2.25 per piece, cost per piece into total number of pieces came out to be rupees 54. That's the answer. Now moving on to triangles. Alright, so we'll take a quick look at few formulas regarding triangles. After that we'll solve problems. triangles. All right, so this is a triangle. Suppose A, B, C is a triangle with BC as the base, which is B, and AD as the height, which is H. So by simple formula, area of a triangle is given by half into base into height. You have to remember this formula. Area of a triangle is given by half into base into altitude, that is height. Alright, so this is the basic formula for the area of a triangle, half into base into height. You have to remember this in order to solve few problems regarding triangle. So now coming to area of a triangle based on Hero's formula. So Hero or Heron's formula of area of triangle. All right, what does Hero's formula state? A triangle is given, any triangle is given. Suppose the length of sides be A, B and C. So the semi-perimeter of the triangle is given by A plus B plus C, the sum of sides divided by 2. S is the semi-perimeter of the semi-perimeter, mind you, not the perimeter. It's the semi-perimeter, that is half of the perimeter. A plus B plus C divided by 2, sum of sides divided by 2. So the Hero's formula of area of triangle goes like this. It is whole root under S semi-perimeter into S minus A, the first side, into S minus B, the second side, into S minus C, the third side. That is the area of triangle by Hero's formula. Semi-perimeter into semi-perimeter minus the first side into semi-perimeter minus the second side into semi-perimeter minus the third side, whole root under. This is the Hero's formula. You have to remember by this. If the three sides are given, you have to first find the semi-perimeter and substitute in the formula to find the area of a triangle by Hero's formula. Alright, we'll take a look at three more areas of triangles. There are three types of basically triangles: equilateral, isosceles and right angle triangle. So we just have to remember that the area of a right angle triangle is given by, if a right angle triangle is given, it is very simple. A, B, C, this becomes the base and this only becomes the, since it is 90 degree to the base, it becomes the height. So area of right angle triangle is basically simple, that is half into base into height. Directly you can, if you know the sides, base and height, you can substitute in the formula and find the area of a right angle triangle. Area of equilateral triangle is given by, area of equilateral triangle is given by root 3 by 4 into side square. All the sides of equilateral triangle are same, that is A. Equilateral triangle has all sides equal, so root 3 by 4 A square is the area of an equilateral triangle. This is the formula. I can show you how to derive the formula. It's very simple. By Hero's formula we can derive the formula root 3 by 4 A square, that is area of equilateral triangle. So I'll just show you how to derive this formula, root 3 by 4 A square. A are the sides of the equilateral triangle. All the sides are equal. Alright, so semi-perimeter of equilateral triangle becomes A plus A plus A by 2, that is 3A by 2. Alright, now substituting in Hero's formula we get S into S minus A, S minus A into S minus A, because all three sides are ABC are A only. So S 3A by A, 3A by 2 3a by 2 minus a, alright, whole cube, root under, alright, 3a by 2 minus a becomes a by 2, alright, cube root. So that becomes, I'll do it here, 3 into a to the power 4 by 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. This is root under. So root 3 by 2 into 2 a square, alright, that is root 3 by 4 a square, comes out the area of equilateral triangle, which has been proved by Gauss formula. This is root 3 by 4 a square. Also remember the area of an isosceles triangle. Now the area of isosceles triangle is a triangle which has these two sides equal, a, b, c, these two sides are equal, and this side is not equal. This is the base and this is the base. Suppose I'll take the base as a, alright, a I'll take the base, and these two equal sides I'll take as b, and this is the altitude, alright, at d. So for isosceles triangle, the area of isosceles triangle is given by 1 by 4 into base into root under 4b square minus a square. If you can remember this formula, it's well and good. We have just to substitute in the if you want to derive this formula also, you can do that by substituting the value half into base into height. This is, since AD is the altitude, so AD can be given as root under b square minus a by 2 square, alright. AD is given as root under b square minus a square by 4, alright. So 4b square minus a square by 2 root under, that becomes AD here, and this becomes and this becomes a. So half into base into height becomes half into a into root under 4b square by minus a by 2, that is 1 by 4 into a into root under 4b square minus a square. Just we have to substitute in the formula half into base into height, and we'll get this answer, 1 by 4 into a into root under 4b square minus a square. This is the area of an isosceles triangle. So now taking a look at few problems regarding area of triangles. These are very, very, very simple. Just by substituting the values in formulas, we can find the answer to our problems. So I'll take a look at one problem for your convenience, alright. So question, I'll take a look at this problem. Determine the area of a triangle whose sides are 5 centimeter, 13 centimeter and 12 centimeters. So sides are given 5 centimeter, 13 centimeter and 12 centimeter. The three sides of a triangle, they are given 5 centimeter, 12 centimeter and 13 centimeter. So we'll draw the triangle. It basically just a rough figure we are sketching here, not going into very much detail of drawing 5 centimeter, 13 centimeter and 12 centimeter. So let's suppose this is 5, this is 13, this is 12 centimeter. All right, so three sides are given, so we can, you see, half into base into height is not applicable because we don't know the height, and we also don't know which part is the base, because this is not a right angle triangle, and altitude also is not given. So we'll directly apply Hero's formula in it. So we'll find the semi perimeter, that is 5 plus 12 plus 13 by 2, which comes out to be, comes out to be 13 plus 12 plus 5 is 30 by 2 is 15 centimeters. By the semi perimeter came out to be 15 centimeters. Alright, so the area of a rectangle now, area of rectangle by Hero's formula is semi perimeter into s minus a, let be 5, s minus 12 and s minus 13. So 15 into 15 minus 5, 15 minus 12, 15 minus 13 whole root under. So it comes out to be 15 into 15 minus 5, 10, 3, 2, that is root under equals to 900, root under equals 30 cm square. So the area of this triangle comes out to be 30 centimeter square by Hero's formula. I hope you got this problem. Just by substituting the values in Hero's formula, finding out the semi perimeter by adding the sides and dividing by 2, and after that putting the formula in Hero's formula, substituting the values in Hero's formula, whole root s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c. So we got 30 centimeter square, which is the area of this triangle. All right, I hope you are clear with up to till now what we saw. Now after this we'll take a look at parallelogram and rhombus. So what is a parallelogram? Parallelogram is a quadrilateral which has opposite sides parallel and equal. Suppose, I'm sorry I drew it a bit too rough. We'll take a look at parallelogram. This is a parallelogram. All right, to be more precise, A, B, C and D. All right, so the if we draw this perpendicular to AE, perpendicular to AB, all right, becomes the base of the, let this be the base of the parallelogram, whole AB be the base of the parallelogram from A to B, and this DE becomes the height. So you have to remember this formula. The area of a parallelogram is given by base into height, that is AB into DE, that is AB into DE. This is the area of the parallelogram. You just need to substitute in the formula base into height to get the area of a parallelogram. It's very simple. Also now coming to rhombus. A rhombus has, a rhombus can be taken like this. I'll draw it here only. A rhombus has all the four sides equal. This side equals to this side, equals to this side, equals to this side. Alright, and if the diagonals of a rhombus are given, alright, the area of a rhombus, is given by half into product of half into diagonal 1 into diagonal 2. If this is diagonal 1 and this is diagonal 2 and this is diagonal 1, then the area of rhombus is half into product of the diagonals. It's just a simple formula. You just need to substitute in the formula to get the area of a rhombus, half into product of diagonals, and the area of a parallelogram is base into height. This can be taken as the base, this is the height. DE is the height, AB is the base in a parallelogram. Alright, so I hope you are clear with the formulas of a parallelogram and a rhombus. no confusion. So we'll take a look at few examples regarding areas of parallelograms and rhombus, so that you are clear with what I just showed. Suppose it is given the base of a parallelogram is 10 centimeter, height of a parallelogram is 3.5 centimeter, base is given 3 centimeter. It's very simple, just we have to find the area of the parallelogram. The base of the parallelogram is given 10 centimeter, the height of the parallelogram is given 3.5 centimeter. So what is the area of the parallelogram? Is very simple, base into height, that is 10 into 3.5 is 35 centimeter square is the area of the parallelogram. It's very simple, just by substituting in the formula we got the area of the parallelogram. All right, so now let's look at another problem, that is a parallelogram is given. All right, I hope you understand this problem very specifically. It's a very important problem. So the adjacent sides of a parallelogram are 35 and 25 centimeters in length. All right, the adjacent sides are given 35 centimeter and 25 centimeter. That means this becomes 25 also, and this becomes 35 also. If the distance between the longer sides is 10 centimeter, all right, this distance between longer sides, that is AB and CD, which both are 35 centimeter, the distance between the longer side is given 10 centimeters. All right, this distance D is given 10 centimeters. Find the distance between the shorter sides. All right, distance between the shorter sides is the perpendicular, which can be drawn. This is the distance between, this is the perpendicular, this is the, I'm sorry I drew it a bit slanting, but it's in reality it should be full straight line. So distance between the shorter side. We know area of the parallelogram is base into height. Suppose this parallelogram can be inverted by 180 degrees, I'm sorry, by 90 degrees, and this part can be, in first case this part can be 35 centimeters can be taken as the base, and the height can be taken as 10 centimeters, and in the second case 25 centimeters can be taken as the base, and DF can be taken as the height. All right, so case 1, area taking base as 35 centimeters, we get the area of a parallelogram becomes 35 into 10. All right, that is 35. Let's take it as 35 into 10 centimeters square. Now we'll taking base as 25 centimeters, this part. So area of parallelogram becomes 25 into DF centimeter square. Now we know equation 1 and equation 2 are both the areas of the same parallelogram only. Hence equation 1 equals equation 2, that is 35 into 10 equals 25 into DF. All right, so DF becomes equal to 35 into 10 by 25 is equal to 14 centimeters. That is, the DF distance came out to be 14 centimeter, which is the answer. I hope you got the problem clear. It's very simple. Now coming to area of rhombus, I think you are very clear with the area of rhombus. Just area of rhombus, if both diagonals are given, you have to substitute in the formula half into diagonal 1 into diagonal 2. there's nothing very complicated about it. We have to just substitute in the formula half into product of diagonals and get the area of rhombus if two diagonals of a rhombus are given. And perimeter of a rhombus, since four sides of the rhombus are equal, once the diagonal has come out, we can derive the sides by taking half of diagonals. We know the diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angles. This is the property of a rhombus, that the diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angles. So once the diagonals of the rhombus are given, the perimeter can be derived by taking this side as half of the diagonal 1, this side as half of the diagonal 2, and finding by Pythagoras theorem, substituting the value of diagonal 1 plus diagonal 2 whole square, diagonal 1 square plus diagonal 2 square, root under, we get this side. Once this side is we have derived this side, automatically the four sides, all the four sides of the rhombus are equal. We know the perimeter, we get 4 into side. Thus we are able to derive the formula of perimeter of a rhombus, and hence substituting the values in 4 into side, we get the area of the perimeter of a rhombus. That's very simple. Alright, now coming to the last part, that is trapezium. Alright, I'll just share with you the formula of a trapezium. So trapezium looks like this: A, B, C. D is a trapezium. AB is parallel to CD. Opposite two sides of a trapezium are parallel to each other, and these two are the non-parallel sides. Let this side be A, this side be B. The two parallel sides be A and B, and the height of the trapezium is the distance between the two parallel sides, that is DE, which is perpendicular to AB, and emerging from D and perpendicular to AB, that is the height. So area of a trapezium is half, you have to remember this formula, into sum of the two parallel sides into height, that is area of the trapezium. Here by formula, this formula you have to remember, that area of the trapezium is half into sum of the two parallel sides, that is A plus B, into height. I hope you got this formula. It's very simple. Now we'll just take a look at one problem regarding the area of a trapezium. Alright, just I'll turn this page. So coming to area of trapezium. So just I'll draw this figure. Alright, suppose PQRS is given. It is a trapezium. PQRS is a trapezium in which the parallel sides PQ and SR are both perpendicular to QR, that is PQ and SR are both perpendicular to QR. Alright, it is given. If PQ is 16 centimeter, PQ is given 16 centimeter. Alright, PS is given 17 centimeter. Alright, and RS is given 8 centimeters. We have to calculate the area of the trapezium. Alright, so just taking this as the perpendicular ST, perpendicular to both to, this is ST perpendicular to PQ, taking this, making a construction. So if this is drawn perpendicular from S to T, this side becomes SR becomes equals to TQ. So SR becomes equals to TQ, which is 8 centimeter. Alright, so we got this as 8 centimeter, this part TQ. So we will get PT. PQ is given, SR is equal to TQ equal to 8 centimeter. So we get PT. PQ is given as 16 centimeter. So PT is equal to PQ minus TQ, that is 16 minus 8 equals 8 centimeter also. So PT is equal to 8 centimeter also. Now by applying Pythagoras theorem, we get ST square, since this is right angle, ST square equals 17, ST square equals 17 square minus 8 square. So 17 minus 8 becomes 17 square minus 8 square becomes 289 minus 64, that is 225. Alright, so ST square equals 225, so ST is equal to 15 centimeters. Alright, ST root under 225 becomes 15 centimeter. So ST we got 15 centimeters. Alright, so this we obtained the height. Now we have the two parallel sides of the parallelogram. We got the height 15 centimeters. Now substituting directly, the area of a trapezium is equal to half into sum of the two parallel sides into height. Alright, the sum of the two parallel sides came out to be 16 plus 8. Alright, two parallel sides PQ plus SR becomes 16 plus 8. So half into 16 plus 8, height becomes ST. Alright, I hope you are able to get this. Height is ST. Height is ST, 15 centimeter into 15, which comes out to be 2 into 24 into 15, that is 15 into 12 is 180 centimeter square. 180 centimeter square is the area of trapezium PQRS. I hope you got this problem clear very well. 180 centimeter square. How we derived it, I'll show you once again. We have PQ as 16 centimeter, SR as 8 centimeter, PS as 17 centimeter. Alright, we'll do a trick and draw ST perpendicular to PQ. Alright, now since SR is 8 centimeter, ST when drawn perpendicular to PQ, both SR and TQ become same, 8 centimeter. Alright, and we had PQ 16 centimeter. So PT is also, since this is 8 centimeter, this also becomes 16 minus 8, that is 8 centimeter also. Now taking this triangle only, by applying Pythagoras theorem, we can find out the side ST, that becomes out 15 centimeter, which is actually the height of the trapezium, which is some distance between the two parallel sides, which is actually the height of the trapezium. In other words, we'll get it by simply substituting in the formula half into sum of two bases, that is 16 half into 16 plus 8 into 15. We get the answer as 180 centimeter square, which is the area of the trapezium. I hope area of these plane figures are clear to you. We'll see the next chapter afterwards. Area of plane figures. This was chapter 16, area of plane figures. So thank you for your cooperation.